Hello, this is ShanGO world-renowned psychic consultant, sorcerer for hire, author, teacher, all that good stuff. Obviously, you're here because you want to become a better conscious manifester, I guess you could say, or to be able to manifest your intentions consciously, more reliably, more consistently, whether you're using law of attraction techniques, whether you're using spells, rituals, incantations, affirmations, whatever, magic, sorcery, witchcraft, it all boils down to the same thing: manifesting your will or causing some form of change in accordance with your will. And that's what the Master Your Magic Grimoire, where your spells and rituals are made manifest, right inside this book. Now, this is a proof, which is why you see this strip. This is going to be a brief tutorial on just kind of how to use it. I know it's self-explanatory, but a lot of people like this extra information, so I figured I'd give it to you. All right. So number one, this is a tool. Okay, let me establish that. And a tool must be used. Okay. If you don't use the tool, it's useless. All right. So the tool must be used. All right. Second, I am the author of this book, but here's something that a lot of people don't really understand or know. You are the missing author in this book. That's right, because you're going to fill this wonderful book with your spells and rituals. Okay. And you're going to see your manifesting batting average skyrocket. Imagine your confidence level when you have the physical receipts in your hands of all your successes, because that's what's about to happen. You're either going to get what you want or you're going to learn to get what you want or better. One or the other. You can only win. So this is how you use your Master Your Magic Grimoire. All right. Number one. And once again, these are just my suggestions based on my experience and my continuing experience. Things always evolve and change. I am so looking forward to also hearing how you have used this particular tool, or any little tips or tricks you may have, because one thing that I am is a consummate master student. I'm always learning. I learn from everybody, and I look forward to it. All right, so I suggest, number one, that you fill out the categories, all right, in your Master Your Magic Grimoire after you do the spell or ritual, right after. Okay, there's twofold benefit in that. Number one, attention, energy goes where attention flows. So you have the attention that you're giving while you're doing the ritual, and then you follow it up with another batch of attention as you are writing it in your book. The other reason for this is because I believe you need to leave space for any improvisation, any channels, any inspiration you might get during the ritual. So this leaves room for that if you do it this way. So what I would do, just to recap, now you see here has the date. Okay, I would fill out, before I did the ritual, I would probably fill out something like the date, the time, if I know the planetary hour. If that's something that's important to you, I also suggest that you get as specific as you can. Whatever variables might be affecting your spells or your rituals, you might get some type of insight that's actually not listed here. That's why there's a notes section. Okay, but I would fill out maybe the date, the planetary hour, and stuff like, also this, okay? You'll notice the spell or ritual name, okay? You'll notice underneath the date, I'm jumping all over the place, but bear with me. There's the date, right? From and to, right? So what I like to do, I created it this way because some of your spells and rituals are going to be for several days, right? I don't want you to have to use several different entries in here. You can use the same page especially if you're doing pretty much the same thing in your spell, ritual, or whatever it is that you're doing to manifest your intention. So you could put the date. So I would put like from is today's date, right? To is whenever the last day of the ritual is. Now, maybe I'm doing something for 30 days. I'm experimenting. I want to see if I can, manifest a partner using a particular affirmation, let's just say, for example, right? So I want to do this for 30 days. So 30 days from now, I'll look at the date and put that in. So from and to, there's the date. Underneath that, you will notice it says outcome. Okay, this is very important. I believe one of the keys to a successful manifestation is that you can distill your intention, because a lot of us, we think in a lot of cloudy, vague ways, and magic works best with specificity, especially and most importantly when it comes to your intention, what it is that you truly desire, what it is that you truly are doing here. What's the bottom line? So I put outcome here, and my theory is this is just my personal theory. You should be able to give me your intention elevator pitch right here in one little sentence. My intention is la da da da. You know what I mean? Nice, specific, and tight. When I say distill, I mean sometimes you have these other ideas around your intention that really are just fluff. We need to get down to the root of what it is that you desire, right? That's just what I suggest if you really want to power it up, okay? Underneath that, you're going to notice it says spell or ritual name. Now, this is something that I kind of stumbled upon this, and I find it to be actually pretty effective. When you name something, you can control it better, okay? Or you can control it. That's why, like the government, right? They got like Operation Bluebeam and Operation Paperclip and all these. They give their rituals names. So I'm like, hey, they do it for a particular reason. I am too. So for example, in this example of, let's say I'm going to try this affirmation out for 30 days. The outcome is to manifest my ideal sexual partner or lover, right? So the spell or ritual name for me, like just as an example, I'm just giving an example. I'd say like Operation Splat, you know what I'm saying, or something. But I just find it adds a little something to it, right? It adds a little something to your operation, right? So you have Operation Splat now, okay? Now I know what that is. So you'll notice it has a space for moon phase. Location, I don't know if that has anything to do with the success of this ritual or not, but I will put this information in here just in case. It may or may not. I don't know. I won't know from this point until I go. All right. Did you do divination before this ritual? Yes or no? Simple. Tools and implements used. That would be any type of candles. You know, if you use, like, I have a machete that's consecrated for certain types of works. Okay, I put my machete in there. You know, whatever your tools or implements that you might have used. Okay. Offerings, depending on what deity, gods, goddess, spirits you're working with. Do you have any offerings that you want to list here? I would highly suggest you do. I would suggest you get as specific as possible with what you did. That's very important. However, this particular Master Your Magic Grimoire, it allows for you to be as vague or as specific as you wish, because this is your process, okay? This is your magical practice. So go about it as you see fit, okay? Now, this is very important here. Very, very important. Mental, emotional state before ritual. It's important to catalog how specifically you were feeling. You could even sum this up in one word. Maybe you're agitated. I would put agitated. Maybe you feel anxious. I'd put that. Maybe you're feeling agitated and anxious. Put that. You may want to resort to some kind of a scale. I don't know, 1 being you feel like shit, 10 being you feel like $1 billion. Where on that scale are you before you start your ritual? I always suggest never do no ritual in an agitated type of state Make sure you're at least neutral, emotionally neutral. I'm just neutral. I'm chill, right? Mental, emotional state before ritual, during the ritual. There's a spot here. What were you feeling during the ritual? Okay, after you're done, you could look back in your ritual, write that down. Mental, emotional state after the ritual. How do you feel after the ritual? Do you feel even more sure of your success? Do you feel more confident? Do you feel doubtful? You know, write that down. Okay, there's another space here. What elements or ingredients did you use for this ritual? So if you made some kind of oil, you'd want to document that. What kind of carrier oil was it? What kind of herbs, what kind of essential oils did you put in it? You know, if you dressed the candle with something, you know, if you made a kind of a sachet, if you made a kind of powder or something, what did you make? What ingredients did you use? Okay. And then finally, like I said, you have the notes section, because I know that everyone's magical practice is so eclectic most of the time. I left plenty of space here for you to put your own notes. Now, if you are doing a multiple day ritual, a 3-day ritual, 7-day, 9-day, 11, 30 days, let's say you're establishing a new habit slash ritual. Okay, so you have 30 days, and pretty much every day you're doing the same thing, right? You have a space here for notes. So like maybe on the 3rd day, I noticed some weird things here. So I'm gonna definitely put this in my notes section, that there was some weird shit going on, right? Or I felt this weird thing, or I seen this thing, or whatever. Get all that down. You don't have to make all these long ass sentences. You could just put that shit down so you know what it means, all right? And finally, my favorite part, your spell or ritual results. This is where it gets really good, okay? And this is where you're gonna surprise yourself, I promise you. If you use your Master Your Magic Grimoire, you will see this to be true. You'll know it to be true, you'll experience it for yourself. And I can't wait to hear about it, honestly, because it's a crazy phenomenon, but it's real. So what you wanna do, okay, first of all, you wanna set a date, maybe 30 days out. Maybe check it, or maybe 60 days out, maybe 90 days out. Maybe you want to give it a nice 90 days before you check back with this particular ritual. So what you want to do is either on a physical calendar, you want to jump ahead 90 days and write down on the calendar, hey, check your fucking Master Your Magic Grimoire. Check this spell out, or mention the spell by name. Check out Operation Splat, right? Or, my favorite, you can set your calendar alarm on your phone. I mean, who don't have that, right? Who don't have it? So you could set your calendar alarm after 30, 60, 90 days, whatever the date is. I say it that much because you're giving it time to breathe. You're giving the ritual time and space to breathe. Now, maybe you want to check in every 30 days with just checking through your whole grimoire. I'm going to read through my whole grimoire once every 30 days. That's cool, however you see fit. But what you're going to find is, if you've been using this tool, and I know you're a good boy or girl, so you've been using your Master Your Magic Grimoire, all right, you're going to start to see like how many times you manifested some shit and you didn't even catch it. You didn't even realize it. You're going to be like, yo, I'm fucking manifested that shit, and I didn't even write it down. But if you know, if it manifests and automatically you're like, oh shit, like it somehow happened today, as soon as you can, write it in your shit, okay? But if it already manifested and you didn't even realize it, well, when you do your reviews, now you can go back and say, oh, you know what? That shit it manifested like, I don't know, 3-4 weeks after I did this. And it happened like this. You know, and you can just kind of maybe briefly describe how it manifested or how the change came about. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the most rewarding feelings you will ever have. And if you don't write your shit down, you will never have these. That's what I'm saying. There's something in particular when it comes to writing this shit down. I'm sold on this. I'm sold. I'm sold. And I mean, that's why all the great magicians, sorcerers, and witches got grimoires and keep records of their work. This is why. So this is what your Master Your Magic grimoire is. This is how it's used. And this is what you can truly expect when you get your Master Your Magic grimoire now, okay? Or in 5 minutes, depending, whatever. If you want to sit there and debate for 5 minutes, you're going to see that I'm right anyways, so it's okay. It's available on Amazon. Link is also in the description. And like I said, I'm so looking forward to seeing what other creative ways, how you guys implement this wonderful tool into your magic practice. This is ShanGO Ray. Thank you so much. And I can't wait to hear from you, all right? To your magical success. Peace.